Guys, it's finally here. It is time for Adventures in Eldia. And we have a new map. G made a new map. Okay, first of all, I've been calling it Aeldia for years because I've been doing this since it started. And I just paid attention tonight. She said Eldia. She said Adventures in Eldia. And I was like, oh, okay, that's how you say it. So, Adventures in Eldia. Eldia. I have two characters. If you don't know that, I have Emmeline and Adrian. They're over here. As you can see, Emmeline, Adrian, over here. I'm going to get back up here. Okay. They are both going to school for two different things. They're very different people in general about the things they like and what interests them and all of that stuff. So what I have done in the past for Eldia is I have just randomly chosen a starting point for each of them. And every time the thing branched or split off, I chose randomly. And that's what I'm going to do. We're going to see if they both end up on the same path. They end up on the same path. I'm just going to let it go. But they have to start at a different path. Start at a different direction. If they end up the same place, that's fine. Because let me get out of the way. I'm going to cover up Adrian for this part. But let's say one starts right here at 1D and one starts right here at 1A. They can go to 2A and 2D. But then 3D might mean they meet right here. And then again at 5D, they have to go up to 6, so they could be following each other all the way through to 9, and then they have another split at 9. So they may not end up in the same place, but they might. So I'm leaving it as a possibility, but after the first one where I'm making them start in a different location, then they might end up together or not. I'm not changing any of them after that. So we're going to start with Emmeline, just because her picture is first, and I'm going to choose. Well, I'm going to have my phone pick a number 1 to 4. And then after I put her on her starting point, I will then do Adrian's number 1 to 3 so that they can't end up on the same one. However, the prompts are all the same for January, which we'll talk about when we get there. But let's see where they're going to start. Pick a number 1 to 4. The answer is 2. My phone is not muted. I don't know why she didn't say it out loud. Anyway, so that means Emmeline is starting on 1B. And so then I'm going to do A, D, and C because that's the way they're on the little list. So that's how I'm going to go for 1, 2, and 3. Pick a number 1 to 3. Still not talking, and it's 1. Okay, so Adrian is starting on A and Emmeline is starting on B. So let me get their pictures copied. My plan anyway. So my plan is to copy their picture. Okay, that did not work the way that I wanted it to. Okay, I'm going to copy her picture. Well, and she is starting on, I'm going to take her name off because I want to make it like just her face as much as possible. And then come in this way. Okay, then I'm going to make it really small. And she's going to go right here on 1B. Great. And then I'm going to do the same thing with Adrian. I'm going to make her picture smaller as well. And she is going to go on 1A. Let me make her a little bit smaller. Okay, there we go. Now then, what books am I going to pick? Now, if you saw when I was going through and doing all these and adding all of these in, you noticed that I left 3 blanks down here at the bottom. And that was because I thought January, February, and March for Eldia, I needed to leave those open. What I forgot was that I have 2 characters. So they actually need 2 books each. And one of you suggested, because I said, hopefully something else that I already had would fit with that. And that's what one of you suggested, that I go through with what I already have first and see if any of those will fill in January, February, and March. So the only thing we're doing right now is for January, and I'm going to put it here where I'm tracking my January reads, the ones that need to be finished in January, and I'm down to only 2 books left right now in January that need to be done, but we are halfway through the month at this point. So what I need to do is read a book that was published in 2024. That's what everybody needs to do, but I need to do it twice, once for Emmeline and once for Adrian. The main rule about me having 2 characters in this is that none of their books can ever overlap. So that does create problems sometimes, but that's what we're going with. Okay, so I'm going to go look at all of these books that I've already read. There's 11 things over here that I have finished. There's actually 12 things that I've read. So I'm going to go to Goodreads. I'm going to look through those 12 books. I'm almost positive that Dungeons and Drama was in 2024. And I'm hoping that something else over here was 2024, or at least something on this big list is 2024. But I'm going to go check that out right now. Yes, Dungeons and Drama. I'm not covering up. January 9th, 2024. So I have one book already that's going to count. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to put that under Emmeline. And I'm just going to leave it right there so that we will know when she was on this space, we read Dungeons and Drama for her 2024 book. Okay, so scrolling through here on my want to read list, I have so many books that were published in 2024. Like, there is a long list of them, but one of them that I know for sure is on my list right now is Amari and the Despicable Wonders. That's somewhere way up here because it came out right there. Amari and the Despicable Wonders came out in August of 2024. And that is on my list already. So that means that I managed to find both January books without having to pick something that was not already on my TBR. So I haven't read it yet, but that means Emmeline is done and Adrian will be done by the end of the month, because that also means that I now get to add Amari over here on my January specific reads. Let me go ahead and move this one up here as well. So these are the books that I want to try to get done before the month of January is over. I'm almost positive that I just got a message from Libby that said my hold for Amari was ready to go. So I might be getting that one out of the way pretty soon. But anyway, that is it. That is my Aeldia check-in. And for the rest of these, I did all of the books for 3 months that I want to do. But I think that might be... maybe that'll be cheating. That's not going to be cheating, but it's not going to be the way I want it to be. I don't know. I'm not going to do March, but I think I might go ahead and do February, because let me make this large and get out of the way. So we can see right here that Adrian is going to automatically go up to 2A, and which is north, and Emmeline is going to go west to 2B. And so I want to go ahead and look at 2A and 2B and see what those are going to become. And then they'll have choices to make in March. So Adrian can either go 3A or 3D, and Emmeline can either go 3A or 3B. And so we'll just see how that works when we get there. But I will probably sometime in the middle of February, I will do an update and talk about where we're going for March. But I like doing it this way, halfway through the month. Then I can go ahead and set up the books for February, and I know what it is that I'm reading and what I want to do. So let's go look at those. This document right here, which is all in the G Drive, the Google Drive, and G has it linked in her video. So I'll make sure I put her video below, and you can go over and watch it and get all this if you need it. So January, start in the middle of the board and prepare for an adventure. Pick one of the below and stand on the selected tile. January has the same prompt for all number 1 tiles, which is a book published in 2024. Say goodbye to last year and preparing for 2025. Put your character on one of these below. And so we did that, and we picked the books that were published in 2024. February, pick a direction and work your way toward the number 2 spot. So we already talked about that. Emmeline is heading west. Adrian is headed north. These prompts mainly correlate with your physical shelves and where the books are. So I'm only going to use this shelf that's behind me. There's only a few shelves that have books I've read. Most everything behind me is unread. So 2A is north, so I have to pick a book from the top shelf. Okay, that'll be great. I've got some good ones up there. And then for 2B, which is west, a book from the middle left side of the shelf. So middle shelf, left side. So I'm going to grab those books right now. Okay, so Adrian's going north. I picked 2 books off my top shelf, and I'm not sure which ones to read. I think I'm going to make a poll on my community tab. So you've probably already seen this poll, and you know the answer, even though I don't. But I've got Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel and Simon versus the Homo sapiens Agenda. I got both of these like for free from different used books or little free libraries or library donations. So those are on my top shelf, and they're both ones I really want to read, and they're close to the same size. So Station 11 or Simon versus the Homo sapiens Agenda. You guys already know which one won. Maybe by the time I'm editing this, I will know which one has won, and I'll pop it in. Then for the middle shelf on the left side, there were 5, of the 5 books on the left side, I had already read 3 of them, and these were the only 2 that I had not read. So again, we're going to put up a poll. I have Neon Gods by Katie Robert and How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying by Django Wexler. I am so excited to read both of these as well. So I'm glad that I ended up with January books that were already on my TBR, because both of these February picks are going to be new to the TBR. Anyway, I'm going to go create my poll, and hopefully you guys will have gotten to vote on it. You can let me know down in the bottom if your vote won the poll or not, down in the comments. And I will just see you the middle of February to see what book we're going to pick and which direction the girls are going to go for March. All right, that's it. That's going to do it. What kind of, send me a compass or somebody walking or hiking or something that looks like somebody's going on an adventure. Leave that down below. They did not have airplanes in the time of Aeldia, but if you want to put an airplane, I know that means adventure as well. Anything that you want to put for an emoji for our adventure, I'm going to keep that emoji for every time I do one of these videos. So whatever adventure emoji you pick, you got to remember so you can use it next time. I'm just kidding. There will be no tests. There will be no quizzes. This is it. I am so excited. My TBR is officially finished. Well, once you guys vote on this poll, it's officially finished, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.